The U.S. military budget is the largest in the world, exceeding $800 billion annually, more than the next 10 countries combined. This staggering sum represents over half of all federal discretionary spending, diverting funds from critical civilian programs. Pie charts reveal how military expenses dwarf investments in healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Yet, despite this colossal allocation, audits show rampant inefficiencies. The question isn't just about how much we spend, but how wisely those dollars are used. Where exactly does all this money go? The F-35 fighter jet program epitomizes military budget bloat. Initially projected to cost $233 billion, its lifetime expenses now exceed $1.7 trillion due to delays and technical flaws. Despite being the most expensive weapon system in history, the F-35 suffers from 800-plus unresolved defects, including software glitches and engine failures. Taxpayers fund each jet at $100 million, yet pilots report it's less reliable than older models. This isn't just overspending, it's a systemic failure in procurement. But jets aren't the only overspending issue. The Littoral combat ship LCS program wasted $30 billion on vessels that rarely function as intended. Designed for coastal missions, these ships suffer from cracked hulls, engine failures, and inadequate firepower. The Navy retired 9 LCS vessels early, some after just 5 years, admitting they couldn't survive modern combat. Meanwhile, each ship cost $500 million, enough to fund 10,000 public school teachers annually. Financial loss graphs illustrate this sunk cost fallacy. Meanwhile, outdated systems keep draining funds. Congress forces the Army to buy tanks it explicitly doesn't need. Since 2012, over $4 billion has funded M1 Abrams tanks that sit unused in Nevada's desert boneyards. The Army testified these tanks offer no added combat power, yet production continues to protect factory jobs in key districts. Infrared scans reveal rows of pristine, rusting tanks symbolizing political pork over strategy. Each unused tank costs $9 million, equivalent to 200 affordable housing units. Some spending isn't just outdated, it's redundant. The U.S. plans to spend $1.5 trillion upgrading nuclear weapons, despite existing arsenals being fully functional. Projects like the B-21 bomber and ground-based strategic deterrent duplicate capabilities without clear threats justifying their cost. Experts warn these programs provoke arms races while underfunding cybersecurity. Missile silos glow ominously in infographics tagged with trillion-dollar price tags. Protesters outside the Pentagon demand reallocation to climate or poverty crises. And then there's private contractor waste. Private contractors exploit the Pentagon's lax oversight, charging $1,000 for toilet seats and $10,000 for coffee makers. A 2023 audit found 61% of contractor costs lacked proper documentation. Companies like Lockheed and Boeing lobby to maintain monopolies, knowing competition is scarce. Receipts flash on screen, showing absurd markups. A $435 hammer, a $3 million drone part worth $10,000. Shadowy corporate logos fade into skeptical auditors shaking their heads. Why does this keep happening? Defense lobbyists spend $100 million annually to sway Congress, ensuring wasteful projects continue. Over 80% of retired generals take lucrative contractor jobs, a revolving door that prioritizes profits over national security. Charts show campaign donations from contractors to key committee members. In backroom scenes, lobbyists hand checks to politicians while districts with defense plants secure unnecessary contracts. The consequences ripple outward, diverting funds from where they're truly needed. Every dollar wasted on tanks or jets is a dollar denied to schools and hospitals. The U.S. spends 20 times more on its military than on K-12 education. Side-by-side visuals show crumbling classrooms versus pristine F-35s. Infographics calculate that one Abrams tank could fund 300 insulin-dependent patients for a year. Veterans suffer too. Many wait months for VA care. Why private contractors profit. Is there a way to fix the systemic imbalance? Grassroots movements like People Over Pentagon push Congress to audit the Defense Department, which has never passed one. Bills such as the Audit the Pentagon Act gain bipartisan support, while leaked reports expose contractor fraud. Viral hashtags End Military Waste trend as veterans and activists protest. Congressional hearings feature whistleblowers detailing how 25% of budgets vanish into administrative black holes. But will these efforts overcome decades of entrenched interests? The cycle of military waste persists because accountability is fragmented. Solutions exist: competitive bidding, auditing contractors, and aligning budgets with actual threats. Viewers can demand transparency from their representatives. The final shot contrasts a balanced scale, education, healthcare, versus defense, with a future text fading in. Will taxpayers continue funding redundancy, or will they force change? The answer depends on public awareness and action.